Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your NFL Fade the Public video for week number 6 this Sunday and Monday. Sunday, October 16th and Monday, October 17th. That's right, both Sunday and Monday games here on this video for you. The most public sides in the NFL for week 6 coming up free for you in just a moment here on WagerTalk TV. Hey, look, if you've been following Fade the Public so far this season, off to a nice start. Overall, 16-9 fading these public plays, the additional leans as well that I've given you here in the videos each and every week. Public's actually gone 3-3 the last couple weeks. They've split out at 500, but they have not been above 500 any week yet this season. So it shows once again what a powerful handicapping factor this can be. And it is a factor. It's a filter, just part of the arsenal that you use. The public's not always wrong. Sometimes I agree with them. But if you're looking at a game and you're on the edge maybe for using it or not using it, public information can often be the deciding factor for you. I'm going to tell you the most public sides this Sunday and Monday for the NFL here in just a moment. Quick reminder, we've been off to a fantastic start, not only in pro football, also college football. It's been a great baseball season as well. And now is the time to get on board for the rest of 2022 because I have an incredible offer that's too good to pass up. Look, college and pro football is up over 30 units already this season for my clients at WagerTalk.com. Baseball's up nearly 24 units this year. That's combined 54 units with football and baseball this year at WagerTalk.com. And if you missed out, it's not too late to get on board and still make some money. We're only about halfway through the football season, and we still have over a month of baseball remaining. And here's why I'm offering the rest of college football and pro football for this year through 2022, plus the baseball included for free through the World Series. That's everything, football and baseball, every day, every best bet for just $3.99. That's a tremendous discount. It's over $1,000 normally. You're getting it for just $3.99, but you got to have a special promo code FBM 2022. That's Football Merrill 2022. FBM 2022. Enter that promo code. You'll see a special offer on my page at WagerTalk.com. Steve Merril. You'll see the rest of football and baseball for 2022. Normally that price is $11.98. We've discounted it to $7.74, but you use that promo code, you get it down to $3.99. That promo code again is FBM 2022. Every college and pro football play for the rest of the year, plus baseball included for free. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. All right, let's get to the most public plays for Week 6 in the NFL. Let's start on Sunday. I've got two very public plays on the daytime card at 1 o'clock Eastern. Most public play this week is the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're currently a 2.5-point favorite at New Orleans. New Orleans has a lot of uncertainty at quarterback. It was announced on Friday afternoon that Andy Dalton will get the start for the third straight week. I actually think this is a positive. First of all, he's facing his former team. You know he's going to be psyched to go out there and get it done. And he's a veteran quarterback. He's only had one interception in the last two starts against Minnesota and Seattle. Had a very strong quarterback rating of 108.6 in London a couple weeks ago in that near miss against the Vikings. And then he played well again last week, an 86.6 rating against the Seahawks in a come-from-behind 39-32 win. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception so far in the 2 games. He's thrown for 8.5 and 7.8 yards per pass attempt in the 2 games, so he has definitely not hurt them. In fact, he's helped them. Jameis Winston was having some problems. He still has the back and ankle injury, so I'm glad to see Andy Dalton starting here. Taysom Hill also came off the bench last week and gave them a spark. So I do think the Saints are a live dog in this game. And it's interesting that the Bengals are getting a lot of public love after just losing on Sunday Night Football, but it was a close covering loss covered as a 3-point dog, lost by just 2. Cincinnati's an interesting team this year. They're just 2-3 straight up, but they are 3-2 against the spread. Offense has really struggled, though. Joe Burrow did not play during the summer, had the surgery, missed the preseason. They've obviously got off to a slow start offensively. And for the year, they're averaging just 5.1 yards per play, giving up 5.3. The Saints, meanwhile, averaging 6.2 yards per play, allowing just 5.7. So Bengals have been the better defensive team, but the Saints have actually been a much better offensive team, over a yard per play better offensively. The Saints' problem has been turnovers. They've had 12 turnovers the last 4 games. They've gone just 1-3 straight up. Bengals, meanwhile, have had just 2 turnovers their last 4 games. So if the Saints can keep the turnovers in check, they can definitely win this one. But the public is fading the other way. Public likes the Cincinnati Bengals, and that looks like the most public play this week in the NFL. There's another very public side on the early card Sunday, and this one's not a surprise. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, -9.5 at Pittsburgh. Tampa obviously is somewhat of a public team in general with Tom Brady, but I think it's more of a fade against Pittsburgh than anything. Public, a lot of times it's not just a public side, it's that the public doesn't want to play the other team. And that's definitely going to be the case with the Steelers going forward here, probably for quite a while till they start winning. They're just 1-4 straight up on the season, just 1-3-1 against the number. And it's been a long year for Pittsburgh. It looks like it's getting even longer. They've gone to the youth movement with with first round draft pick number 20 overall, Kenny Pickett out of the University of Pittsburgh. Pickett has actually played okay so far in his first 2 games. But keep in mind, he came off the bench against the Jets. The Steelers blew a lead in that game a couple weeks ago, and Pickett had 2 rushing touchdowns, and he completed every one of his 13 passes. 10 of them went to his teammates on Pittsburgh. The other 3 went to the New York Jets, as he did have 3 interceptions. So that's what you get with a rookie quarterback. And then last week, he was really in a difficult spot in Buffalo against the best team in the NFL. 52 pass attempts, but they still lost 38-3. Very mediocre 6.3 yards per pass. He's now thrown 4 interceptions with no touchdown passes in his first 2 games. He was sacked 3 times as well last week in Buffalo. So Pickett doesn't have a lot of help now with a struggling Steelers team. Hard to make a case for them, but this line is pretty inflated. And as we head into the weekend, as I mentioned, Tampa's a 9.5-point favorite. Would not be surprised to see some 10s start to pop, though, by the time this game kicks off on Sunday afternoon. So if you do like Pittsburgh, if you're looking to fade the public in this one, I would hold off until near kickoff and try to get a plus 10 or more. 10's a very key number. If you like Tampa, I would definitely play it now at minus 9.5. You could also use Tampa in a 7-point teaser, getting them down to minus 2.5 or less. By the way, in that other game I talked about, New Orleans and Cincy, Michael Thomas and receiver Landry are both out for New Orleans. That's one of the reasons we've seen that line continue to rise from 1.5 to 2, now to 2.5 as we head into the weekend. And I even see some minus 2.5s, minus $1.15. So if you like Cincinnati, you probably want to play that sooner than later. Grab the 2.5. If you like the Saints, I would wait. You very well might get a plus 3 by Sunday. So if you're looking to fade the public in these 2 games, I would wait till near kickoff, as you might get some key numbers with New Orleans at plus 3 and Pittsburgh at plus 10. And keep in mind, long-term, that's one of the reasons fading the public is a long-term winner and gives you an advantage, is because you often get extra line value with these non-consensus anti-public plays. And that looks to be the case in both of these games as they're hovering around key numbers as we head into the weekend. So once again, 2 most public plays this week on Sunday afternoon. Both go at 1 o'clock Eastern. Cincinnati Bengals minus 2.5 could very well go to 3. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 9.5 might also go up to minus 10. Going to look at the Sunday night and Monday night game. They're both very public plays as well, so it's a great week here for this video as you're getting both the Sunday and the Monday night games as well. I'm going to get to those in a moment, but first I want to give you 2 additional leans on the daytime card for Sunday. 2 games that were just a bit outside from making the cut, and these are public underdog leans. And as you know, those of you that followed this series for a while know that the public normally plays favorites. So whenever they're leaning towards an underdog, it's always an additional red flag, something to be aware of. Not real heavy consensus, but definitely some public leans, and they're both underdogs, so I wanted to point these out to you. First one is the New York Jets. Really surprising to say that the public is leaning towards the Jets, and also surprising to say that the public is leaning against the Green Bay Packers, because obviously Green Bay is usually a very public team. The Jets sure are not. In fact, back in week 1, the public won, fading the Jets with the Baltimore Ravens. In fact, the only game the public won the first 2 weeks of the season, we were 8-1 in this video fading them, was that Ravens play in week 1. And I said right here in the video, I didn't disagree with it. The public isn't always wrong. Joe Flacco starting for the Jets, really bad offensive effort. But their number 2 pick overall in the draft last year, Zach Wilson, is back the last couple weeks and is starting to play a bit better here for the Jets. They did put up 40 points last week against an injured Miami team. Little misleading, though. They only had about 25 total yards more in that game than Miami. They didn't really move the ball all that great, 312 total yards. So the 40 points was a little misleading. A 2-0 turnover edge helped them there. Packers, meanwhile, coming off the loss in England as over a touchdown favorite against the Giants. They also failed to cover the week before as over a touchdown favorite at home, a 3-point win against New England. In fact, the Packers have only won 1 game all season by more than 3 points. That's probably one of the reasons the public is leaning towards the Jets on Sunday afternoon. But this looks like a bounce-back spot for Green Bay. And we also might have a little bit of a sharp square divide here. This line was down to -7 earlier in the week. Now it's back to 7.5, obviously crossing over that key number. So maybe a potential sharp square divide in this one. Public is leaning towards the Jets. So if you like the Packers, I think a teaser makes a good option here. You're getting them down to -1.5 on a 6-point teaser. That basically puts them in a straight-up win situation. There's also another public dog lean on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern, and that's the New England Patriots. Now, not surprising to see the Patriots as a public play. For years with Tom Brady and company, they were always very public. Haven't been as much so here in recent years now that Brady's down in Tampa. But after that easy win last week, 29-0 over the Lions, looks like the public is starting to get back on board with Belichick and company, and they are leaning towards New England here as a 2.5-point dog at Cleveland. Once again, I don't think it's necessarily leaning towards New England. It might just be they want nothing to do with Cleveland, and that's understandable. The Browns keep finding ways to lose games. Winnable game against the Chargers last week, they lose 30-28. That line was anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5, so either a win, push, or loss, depending on when you would have played the Browns or the Chargers in that game last week. The week before, a narrow 3-point loss on the road against Atlanta, and then, of course, one of the worst losses ever back in week 2, where they blew a 13-point lead with less than 2 minutes to go to the New York Jets. So, tough season for Cleveland. This is a team that's 2-3 straight up in ATS, could easily be 4-1, maybe 5-0 straight up. You got to wonder where their mindset is. The public is fading them this week. So once again, public leans on the Patriots and Jets. Not quite strong enough to be official anti-consensus plays, but I wanted to point those out because whenever the public is leaning towards underdogs, it's always something to take into consideration. And both New England and New York Jets have some public sentiment this week as well on Sunday. Both the Sunday and Monday night primetime national TV games are public this week in the NFL. Going to get to both of those for you in just a moment. Quick reminder, though, that now is the best time ever to get the rest of 2022, my best bets in both college and pro football and baseball at WagerTalk.com because I have a substantial discount this weekend with a special promo code. Normally, it'd be $1,198 to get the rest of this year's college and pro football and baseball on a daily basis. We have it discounted on my page right now to $774, but I'm going to do that discount even better with a special promo code for all viewers of this video, and that gets it down to $399. That gets every college and pro football best bet every day for the rest of 2022, plus the rest of the baseball season through the World Series included for free for just $399 total with promo code FBM2022. That's Football Merril 2022, FBM2022. Get the rest of this year, the next 2.5 months, October, November, and December of 2022 through the end of the year for just $399. That's every college and pro football best bet plus baseball along the way. Up over 50 units combined in football and baseball this year. Isn't it time you got on board and started making some money as well? Do so with a substantial savings this weekend with promo code FBM2022. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get to my page quicker with that shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. All right, 2 very public primetime games this week in the NFL, both Sunday and Monday Night Football. Let's start with the Sunday night game at 8 o'clock Eastern on NBC. Battle in the NFC East between the Cowboys and Eagles, and the public, ding, 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 red flag alert, public dog in this game. The public likes the Cowboys, and Dallas does qualify as the most public underdog this week in Week 6 of the NFL season. I gave you a couple of additional public leans earlier in the video for the afternoon card that just missed the cut, but Dallas is a solid public consensus play this week as a primetime underdog on Sunday night. And look, it's understandable why. I mean, Cooper Rush has never lost as a starter. Now an incredible 5-0 straight up and against the spread in every game he's ever started. He had that Sunday night start last year at Minnesota, his debut. They won outright as an underdog. And now, of course, he's covered and won 4 straight this season since stepping in Week 2 against the Bengals. And how we've come full circle. Those who watch this video every week remember back in Week 2 that the Bengals were the most public play of the week, and Dallas beat them outright as a touchdown home dog. They also beat the Giants on Monday Night Football right after that. They beat a struggling Washington Commanders team a few weeks ago. They were actually a very public play in that game, so public was right there. And then last week, the public cashed with them as an underdog against the Rams. I mentioned here in the video that Dallas was a public dog last week, and they got it done. They're one of the few public dogs to cash this year. Fading these public underdogs has been a very strong play so far this season, and Dallas bucked that trend last week. So the public has cashed in with them in back-to-back weeks against the Commanders and the Rams, so not a surprise that they're coming back with them this week. What is a little bit of a surprise, though, is that the public is looking to fade the only undefeated team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles, who are perfect 5-0 straight up, but just 3-2 against the number as they failed to cover at Arizona last week, and there was some public sentiment on Philly in that game. So I guess it makes sense. The public cashed with Dallas, got burnt a little bit fading Philly, or riding Philly last week, fading Arizona, and the public is lining up on Dallas in this game on Sunday Night Football. With that said, though, the line is going higher. We now see the line up to 6.5. It opened 5.5. So a possible sharp square divide maybe in this game. I was going to say if you like Philadelphia, the line normally would drop, but it's actually been rising to 6.5. So not sure when you want to play this one. I don't think it's going to hit that key number of 7 because I do think there'll be some public buyback on Sunday night. They come in these games. It's the most heavily backed sporting event of the week is Sunday Night Football. So if they do come in on heavy on Dallas, it could drop back down to 6. Right now, though, as we head into the weekend, Philly's about a 6.5-point favorite across the board. Interesting matchup here. Cooper Rush, as I mentioned, has been very strong so far, and it's not misleading. He's put up good numbers. His quarterback rating against the Bengals, 95. Against the Giants, 98. 107 against the Washington Commanders. 80.7 against the Rams. He actually had his weakest game last week against Los Angeles, and he only had to throw the ball 16 times. He was only 10 for 16. He was sacked 3 times. Dallas was able to run the ball last week. They got out to the quick lead, and that obviously made the difference in that 22-10 win. In fact, they ran for 163 yards last week in Los Angeles, only threw for 76 total yards. Now, the week before against Washington, 62 rushing yards, 217 passing. So they have shown the ability to win by passing the ball. They didn't do so last week. So we'll see if the Eagles can slow down the Dallas rushing attack. Philly gives up 5 yards per rush. They have not been good defensively against the run. They've been very good, though, against the pass. Just 5 yards per pass allowed. Dallas also has been very good against the pass and weaker against the run. So 2 good pass defenses, 2 suspect run defenses. It's probably going to come down to which team can run the ball better and who's going to win on Sunday night. But the public is backing the Cowboys, a public underdog, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Monday Night Football, also a public game this week. In fact, this is the 3rd straight week here on this video that I've given you the Monday night game, and the public has lost each of the past 2 weeks. They were on the Rams a couple weeks ago, heavy on the Rams a few weeks ago as a public dog, one of those public dogs that missed out that I was talking about. San Francisco won easily. And then, of course, last week they were back in the Chiefs. That was an additional lean I gave you here, minus a 7. Raiders covered from start to finish. So the public's gone 0-2 the last couple weeks on Monday Night Football. We'll see if they miss a 3rd straight. They are back in the Chargers, and it's a pretty heavy consensus. One of the heaviest consensus plays this week is on the Los Angeles Chargers Monday night. And once again, I don't think it's necessarily a play on the Chargers. I think, if anything, it's more of a play against the Denver Broncos. But the public is back in the Chargers minus 4.5 as we head into the weekend. Will be interesting to see where this line establishes itself on Monday night. My guess is it'll probably go higher. You might see a 5 or more. So if you like the Broncos, probably hold off and wait, play it closer to kickoff, see if you can get a 5 or higher. Not a really key number. 4 is actually somewhat of a key number, but I doubt the Chargers drop back down to 4. The advanced line on this game was going to be as low as probably about 3. It opened 4 last week, the look ahead, and now it's 4.5. So it's definitely priced higher based on the Denver Broncos' recent struggles. And look, the Broncos have not looked good in primetime this year. They beat the 49ers 11-10 on Sunday Night Football a few weeks ago. And then last week on Thursday Night Football, one of the ugliest games you'll ever see, 12-9, not a single touchdown scored. Of course, the Commanders and Bears gave them a run for their money this past Thursday with another ugly game. Oh, by the way, you can make money in ugly games. We had the under for my clients at WagerTalk.com in both of those games, and we cashed easy. One of the reasons we're on a 19-8, 70% NFL run the past month. We had unders on both Thursday night games. So ugly football can make you money just as much as pretty football, and we've taken advantage of the Broncos and some unders. But keep in mind, this is a Denver team that spent a lot of money in the offseason with Russell Wilson, new head coach as well. Things are not going well. The question becomes, when will it click, and when will they start playing up to their potential? Will it be on Monday night? The public doesn't think so. They are fading them hard, and it's understandable. Chargers have some problems as well, though. This is a team that defensively is not very good. In fact, their run defense is horrendous. They're giving up almost 6 yards per rush this season. The Broncos have actually run the ball decent, and they've actually thrown the ball decent. You know, when you factor in the opponents played, Denver's offense is a lot better than just 15 points a game. They average 5.7 yards per play against teams that allow just 5.6. That's actually above average. The Chargers, meanwhile, give up 6.3. So Denver should be able to move the ball in this game and score better than just 15 points a game. The question is, can they stop the Chargers? Chargers are averaging 6 yards per play. Obviously, when Herbert's healthy, it's a very good offense. Broncos give up 5 yards per play against teams that average 5.8. They give up just 16 points a game. So statistically, Denver is better than their 2-3, 1-4 ATS record. But once again, statistics aren't what decide point spreads. The results in the fields do, and we'll see if the Broncos can step up their play on Monday night. The public is fading them pretty hard, and the public likes the Chargers -4.5 on Monday Night Football. All right, that's the 6 most public plays this week, the 6 most public sides in the NFL. 4 public plays and 2 additional leans for you here on this video. Hope you found this information useful. If you did, do me a couple favors. First of all, hit the thumb up, the like button, so we know that you like the content. Also, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you want instant alerts when this video is posted each and every week, usually on Saturday afternoon, hit the bell for an instant alert. Also, if you're joining us on Saturday, it's not too late to check out my college football top 25 videos. 6 head-to-head college football top 25 games for Saturday, including 2 big nighttime national TV games are previewed for free in that video. So once again, check out my college football videos every Friday night, NFL every Saturday. And if you hit subscribe and hit that bell, you'll get instant alerts when they're posted and go live each and every week. Hit the like button as I asked, and most importantly, leave me some comments below. I read each and every comment, and I reply back to as many as I can. Let me know your questions about handicapping. Do you have any sports betting 101 questions? I'll be happy to answer them. Also, let me know where you agree or disagree with the public this week. Hey, you like any 6-point NFL teasers? Throw those in as well. Leave me some comments below. I read them all and I reply back. I love the support, and I honestly believe we have the smartest and most intelligent sports bettors viewing WagerTalk TV. Over 104,000 subscribers, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, last chance once again to save big for the rest of 2022. I mentioned the 19-8, 70% NFL run. Just red hot in all sports as well. Football heading into the weekend has been excellent this year. College and pro combined on a 29-15 run over the past month. All sports, baseball and football, 41-22 run as we head into the weekend. Let's keep the winning going. If you'd like to get the rest of the year, college and pro football with baseball included for free, huge discount right now with promo code FBM2022. That's Football Merril 2022 at WagerTalk.com. Normally the rest of the year would be almost $1,200. We slashed it down to $774 this week, but I'm doing it even better this weekend with this special promo code for all viewers of this video. Get the rest of the year for just $3.99. That's every college and pro football best bet and baseball best bet for the rest of 2022 for just $3.99. But you have to use this promo code when you check out. FBM2022, FBM2022, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Thanks for watching. Best of luck. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me your comments below and check back each and every day all week long right here on WagerTalk TV for more great betting advice and information. Enjoy the games, cash in big, and I'll talk to you again soon.